It is difficult to find a better illustration of the Washington cartel than the charade we are engaged in this evening. This deal that we are here to vote on is both shockingly bad, and it is also a manifestation of the bipartisan corruption that suffuses Washington, D.C. What the House of Representatives has passed and what the Senate is expected to pass shortly is a bill that adds $85 billion in spending increases, $85 billion to our national debt, $85 billion to your children and my children that they're somehow expected to pay. I don't know about your kids, but my girls don't have $85 billion laying around in their rooms. And it's put together in a way only Washington could love. The spending increases, when do they occur? Surprise to nobody. $37 billion in 2016, $36 billion in 2017, $12 billion in 2018. But we were told, fear not, there are some spending cuts to offset them. And wonderfully, miraculously, ostensibly, there's supposed to be a few spending cuts in 2020, then 21, 22, 23, 24. And at the very end, 10 years from now, when my daughter Caroline will be getting ready to graduate high school, she's 7 now. 10 years from now, we are told $33 billion will be cut in 2025. Well, Mr. President, if you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn, and I have some beachfront property in Arizona for you. Nobody in this chamber believes that. Nobody in the House of Representatives believes that. No member of the press believes that. Everyone understands this is a lie. It is an agreed-to lie by everyone. We'll spend now for a promise that 10 years hence will magically cut spending that will never, ever, ever occur. That's on the face of it. But beyond that, it's worth thinking about just how much $85 billion is. It's more than the Senate negotiated with the House when Harry Reid was Majority Leader. When Harry Reid was Majority Leader, the Ryan Murray budget agreement, which was a flawed agreement, an agreement I voted against, increased spending by $63 billion over 2 years. Now, Mr. President, what does it say to you that a supposedly Republican majority of the United States Senate negotiates a bigger spending bill than Harry Reid and the Democrats? When Harry Reid and the Democrats were in charge of this body, they jacked up spending in our debt $63 billion. When the Republicans take charge, oh, baby, we could do it better, some $85 billion. Not only that, this deal's not content with spending increases. It also takes the debt ceiling and essentially hands President Obama a blank credit card. It says to the president, you can add whatever debt you like for the remainder of your term with no constraint from this body. We are abdicating any and all congressional authority over the debt that is bankrupting our kids and grandkids. And let me note, for the remaining 15 months, we are going to see a binge from this president that makes the preceding 6.5 years pale. On the regulatory side, we are seeing a press on every front to go after economic freedom, to destroy small businesses, to destroy jobs, to destroy our constitutional liberties. And when it comes to spending, I shudder to think what President Obama for 15 months will do with a blank credit card. You look, what else does this deal do? This deal additionally takes $150 billion the next 3 years from the Social Security Trust Fund and moves it to the Disability Insurance Fund. Mr. President, I would advise all of the members of this body, the next time you're at home, the next time you're visiting with a senior, the next time the topic of Social Security comes up, if you vote for this deal tonight, be sure to say, ma'am, just so you know, I voted to take $150 billion out of your Social Security. Because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing, is they're saying to seniors, well, there's a little bit of money here. We're going to take it and move it over here. Why? Because actually fixing the disability program, reforming the program, that would be too difficult. This bill that we're voting on, this bill was not cooked up overnight. This wasn't a slapdash on a Post-it last night. This represents days or weeks or months of negotiations. This represents the cartel in all of its glory, because this is the combined work product of John Boehner and Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell and Harry Reid. The entire time, Republican leaders have been promising, we're going to do something on the budget. We're going to rein in the president. They have been in the back rooms negotiating to fund every single thing President Obama did. when Republican leadership begins the negotiation by peremptorily surrendering, by saying, we're going to fund everything, 100% of what you want, what rational Democrat would ever agree to allow an appropriation bill to go forward? I got to say, for a Democratic leader, it's not clear to me Harry Reid could have gotten this done. Harry Reid in charge of this floor with just 46 Democrats, it's not clear to me at all he could have gotten this done. But I got to say, Leader McConnell has proven to be a very effective Democratic leader. With just 46 Democrats, the outcome is exactly what Harry Reid and the Democrats would want. Mr. President, is this not a curious state of affairs? Why is a Republican majority leader fighting to accomplish the priorities of the Democratic minority? Here's the reality that the American people understand, and it frustrates them. The cartel is all one happy family. The lame duck speaker, on his way out, will no doubt land in a plush easy chair in the Washington cartel. We'll soon be making millions of dollars living off the cartel. The lame duck president, when he moves on, like Bill Clinton before him, will make hundreds of millions of dollars. The cartel operates at one. In the Senate, we have one leadership team. It is the McConnell-Reid leadership team. In the House, we have had the Boehner-Pelosi leadership team. They operate in complete harmony, growing Washington. The truth of the matter is Republican leadership does not spend time thinking, how do we beat President Obama? How do we beat Harry Reid? How do we beat Nancy Pelosi? How do we change any of these disastrous policies that are hurting millions of Americans? Instead, leadership spends all their time thinking, how do we beat the conservatives? In the House, how do we crush this Freedom Caucus, these crazy radicals who actually believe we should do what we said we would do? What a shocking, revolutionary, radical statement for Washington, D.C., that elected officials actually do what we told our constituents we would do. Leader McConnell spends more time focused on how to defeat conservatives than Harry Reid ever did. That is the problem. It is our own leadership that cooks up deals. Why do you think, Mr. President, we're voting at 1 in the morning? Is that an accident? It is by design. 1 in the morning, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Pay no attention to another $85 billion in debt. Pay no attention to the fact that it is Republican majorities giving a blank credit card to Barack Obama. You know, votes at 1 in the morning, Republican leadership hopes no one notices. So that right after we vote on it, we can run out and get on planes and fly home to our constituents and say, we've got to stop the debt. You know, I shudder to think for anyone standing too close to a politician who says we've got to stop the debt after voting for this. The lightning strike that may hit them. The mendacity of this city. I do sometimes wonder why it matters if we have Republican majorities in Congress. After all, leadership has told me they cannot accomplish anything different from the Democrats. That it is an unreasonable demand to expect them to fight Obama on anything.